I am Esther Berezofsky. I'm with the law firm of Motley Rice, which is a national plaintiffs' law firm. I'm the managing partner of the New Jersey office, and we do a host of different plaintiffs' work, ranging from consumer litigation, environmental litigation, medical device, and pharmaceutical. My area is primarily environmental litigation as well as mass torts involving pharmaceutical products and medical devices. I've been involved in the organization for just about almost close to 20 years. And my work has always been about advocacy. It's always been more about causes and leveling the playing field, holding people or companies that harm individuals and communities accountable. And so um, becoming part of a community of people who shared the values and the commitment to the same kinds of issues and justice was like finding an ideological home. Like-minded people, shared ideology, less about a particular issue, just joining a community of like-minded people. It was. And, as a child of Holocaust survivors whose mother was a partisan and a resistance fighter, the warrior gene in the service of justice is deeply embedded in me. And so I really resonated with the organization and its goals and its, visions and mission. I do. Recall a case that had a profound impact on me. And it was a federal preemption case that Leslie Bruckner, who was a staff attorney with public justice, argued in the United States Supreme Court. And it was awe inspiring. The combination of her grace under pressure, her knowledge of the law, of the facts in that courtroom was just, very powerful. And the power of her argument in which she ultimately persuaded 9 justices who decided unanimously in her favor, in public justice's favor, was of a great moment to me. And the realization that, and it reinforced the concept of impact litigation and public justice's commitment to that. It was 2014 and 15 that I was president. And, my tenure on the board spanned several decades during which there were many changes. The organization has lived through, um, many growing pains. There was a need for change, but change doesn't come easily. And we began an 18-month journey. I say 18 because it began shortly before my presidency and went on after, and I remained involved. 18-month journey of a long term strategic planning. The common thread, and what I believe ultimately got us through that period, was the commitment and the love and devotion to the organization that all of the board members had. And, a real testament of that is the fact that most of those people, notwithstanding that tumultuous time and struggle, are still with the organization. We grew and expanded, but it was a challenge. It took a long time. It did not happen overnight, and the changes took time, and also to regain. I think it's fair to say to regaining the equilibrium of the organization took a while as well. And in some ways, we're now realizing some of the fruits of the labor that went into that time. And, before, for the couple of years before I became president, I thought a lot about what I wanted to do during that year. I think everybody who is moving into that position thinks about that. What they want to do and how they want to contribute to the growth of the organization. Well, when it actually happened, there was no question about what my challenge would be, and I embraced it, and I feel, and it was a really significant part of my life, and felt and continue to feel very committed to bringing about to moving things forward. It was a reorganization of the structure that allowed us to grow. Changes in leadership, changes in the way staff were organized, a more a commitment to diversity, a greater commitment to more of an egalitarian approach within the organization, the staff, the attorneys. I think it was a very fundamental change in the structure of the organization, and it's continued to evolve. And um, since then, I'm very proud to still be an active participant and work with an incredible staff and board to help continue to shape the vision and realize the potential that public justice has for impact litigation and has had over the years. One of the things I'm extremely proud of is all of the Supreme Court cases that the organization has argued and prevailed upon, and just there have been um, struggle, having the long term sort of vision of it, having been involved for a long tenure, and having lived through the times and the changes. Even the name change was incredibly contentious, and yet we struggle, we move forward, and the organization, I believe, is better and stronger after the 2016 election. Sort of the devastating impact of that we all felt, 2016. Um, and, we're in a period now with the changes in the Supreme Court, the challenges are huge. And I think one of the things that we have to do is to continue to struggle, uh, on the issues that we're committed to, whether it's, environmental issues, civil rights, voting rights. I mean, we're not so much involved in that, but, I think it is an extremely challenging time given the Supreme Court that we have and many of the judges that were appointed in the last 4 years. And I think we have to address those and continue to struggle and to move forward. And even in the last couple of years, there's been some important decisions, that, in favor of people and rights, human rights. And we just have to continue to do that. I'm not, I can't say that I'm an eternal optimist because I don't think anyone who knows me well would necessarily characterize me that way. But I am a fighter. And I think that in the face of the challenges that we have, you have to press forward and maintain a commitment, live your values. That's for me personally, as an organization, work to achieve um, the vision and the values that we all fight for. And we just have to, even if it's in slow increments and in small ways, we have to move forward and continue the struggle. When I spoke about a like-minded or ideological home or like-minded community, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's what I found. People like me who think like, and those people have become close close friends, like family, and you know sort of integral and meaningful in my life. And I think we've become meaningful in each other's lives in many ways. It's nice to know that you have allies